Live from our studios on Karaba Avenue, this is the QTV Live Nightly News coming to you from our studios, and I am Jul Denyai. Thank you for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. Following President Barrow's State of the Nation address last Thursday, National Assembly members began debating it on Monday. At a press briefing on the status of census listing and enumeration exercise, Statistician General of GBOS, Nyakasi MB Sanyang, told journalists on Tuesday that 98% of households across the country have been counted. Now, the 22nd medical team from China to the Gambia arrived in Banjul on Monday to bolster Gambia's healthcare system. The Gambia Ports Authority on Tuesday held a meeting with its staff on the upcoming deep-sea sports expansion projects in Banjul and the construction of a new port in Sanyang village. And Brighton and Hove Albion's new signing, Yankuba Minte, in an interview with the club's in-house media, says it was his long-term dream to play in the English Premier League. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Now, following President Barrow's State of the Nation address last Thursday, National Assembly members began debating it on Monday. Members debated government's policies and programs with agriculture, trade, health and education, featuring prominently in their interventions. And Sumana Isonyasi was at the National Assembly chambers, and he now reports.
Having heard from the head of state on his government's ongoing development programs and the country's current state of affairs, deputies from both sides of parliament debate and give their constituent stances on the president's report. Among other things, lawmakers appear to reach consensus on the need for an increased focus on growth in agriculture, health, education and tackling the use of illicit drugs amongst young people. In their contributions to the debate, names for Kombo South, Lower Fuladu West, Nyani and Lower Salem, Honorable Keba K. Barrow, Honorable Jibimbalo, Honorable Omar Job and Honorable Seni Jawara respectively, acknowledged the President for fulfilling his constitutional requirement by delivering the State of the Nation address to Parliament. However, they expressed concerns about land disputes, especially in farming communities, and challenges in the fisheries, education and health sectors, and went on to ask cabinet ministers present to furnish Parliament with information relating to some of their concerns.
We also have little concern on his speech regarding this. Land development is a key factor. The farmers and cattle rearers are fighting in the Jakali Pachar area. There is no grazing point for animals.
The cost of fuel now is $81.97 dollars. A bag of rice now is 2,250, and this particular agreement loan came to remedy that situation.
For Honorable Sankung Damfa, Honorable Lamin Sise, and Honorable Alaji Sise, names for Ilyasa, Kiang West, and Sabah Sanjal, their interventions focus mainly on the state of the $80 million Fisheries Development Fund and frequent reports of drug-related deaths. Meanwhile, they also requested information on the state of ongoing government development projects in their respective constituencies.
To do something as far as this sector is concerned, to try and involve themselves in fishing, because it is very profitable if we really know what is in. So we cannot just keep on leaving foreigners to come here and do fishing in our rivers, and we are buying fish at a very high price. Where do they get access to currencies? Those people that are putting currencies in hundreds of thousands of foreign currencies, where do they access them? We need to question Central Bank about this. We need to question Minister of Finance about this. And we are all giving debt ear to this. These are some of the things that are killing our economy. It should have been left open for all our local businessmen to have easy access to get this funding so that they can import oil, they can import rice, they can import basic commodities to make sure that we have the basic commodities, the prices on basic commodities at a very cheaper price.
Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow represented the President at the legislative chambers along with several cabinet ministers. And as parliamentarians highlighted a raft of concerns to the Vice President, raising the need for ministers to respond to the Assembly whenever they are called upon, one message was constant: the need for concerted efforts to addressing pressing national challenges, especially in their respective constituencies. Answaneso Nyasi for KTV News.
Interesting deliberations there. Now, at a press briefing on the recently conducted census listing and enumeration exercise, the Statistician General Nyakasi MB Sanyang briefed the media on Tuesday that synchronized field data shows that 98% of households across the country have been counted. Here is Ansumana Isonyasi again.
With 95.4% of the population and 97.9% of households reportedly enumerated, Statistician General Sanyang terms this year's census one of the most successful in the country's history. As he briefed the media on the status of the enumeration exercise, he commends the public for their cooperation and support of the process, adding that although census coverages are never 100%, it is right to acknowledge this year's as an important milestone.
On the status of the census enumeration, we are pleased to inform you that significant progress has been registered since our last update. As of Monday, July 1st, 2024, data synchronized from the field showed that about 98% of households across the country have been enumerated, accounting for about 96% of the total population, which translates to 2,528,456 persons.
Meanwhile, despite the impressive record, there were notable challenges, some of which he also shared with the media, and also clarified reports of alleged non-payment of field officers.
As reported in the last press briefings, we still face challenges in the census. We have received reports from the field that some of the devices are experiencing syncing issues. However, the data monitors, the copy technicians, and the IT experts are working tirelessly with regional census officials to identify the affected tablets.
In what is perhaps the strongest validation of their work, Dr. William Muhwava, Chief Demographic and Social Statistics Director of the Economic Commission for Africa, tells the press that this year's exercise is one of the best census exercises he's witnessed in his decades-old professional experience.
Looking at the figures which Gambia has reached so far, or the Bureau of Statistics has reached so far, it's actually one of the excellent performances. Once you cross the 95%, and you are now reaching almost your 98%, it's an excellent, it's possibly the second highest achieved during the 2020 round.
Meanwhile, with the official enumeration period having ended, the Statistician General also revealed a 2-week extension for households that have not been listed, encouraging household heads to ensure they are covered by contacting the toll-free number 1242 to get enumerated. Answaneso Nyasi for KTV News.
Now, the 22nd medical team from China to the Gambia arrived in Banjul on Monday as part of the long-standing cooperation between Banjul and Beijing, aimed at bolstering Gambia's healthcare system. Momodu Lamin Choi covered the welcoming ceremony and filed this report.
This is the outcome of the deepening diplomatic friendship between China and the Gambia. Since China first sent doctors to the Gambia nearly 5 decades ago, this marks the 22nd medical team to arrive in the country. Specializing in critical medical areas, their mission is to supplement Gambia's limited medical expertise, particularly at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital.
The Gambians deserve the best health care. So with their addition, I think this is something that we can give to a certain level. We are very happy and grateful to the government of the Gambia for considering us, and then also the help of the Chinese embassy, and then the Chinese community for helping us, bringing these well-qualified doctors to our hospital.
Health is a critical area of cooperation between China and the Gambia. With the support of the China medical team, major life-saving surgeries have been successfully performed at the country's main referral hospital. For instance, in 2023 and 2024 respectively, the visiting teams collaborated with local doctors to conduct a first pacemaker and laparoscopic hysterectomy surgeries in the Gambia, marking significant milestones in healthcare delivery. Dr. Mamadou T. Nyasi is the Acting Director of Health Services.
Cherno Jallo alluded, we have a team of specialists. As he said, we have orthopedic, general surgeon, pediatric surgery, neurology, anesthesiology, and intensive care unit specialists. That is going to help us to strengthen our ICU management. And I'm sure this is going to strengthen our only teaching hospital we have in the country, that is Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital.
The presence of specialized Chinese doctors at Gambia's main referral hospital enhances the capacity of local healthcare professionals. This collaboration fosters the exchange of medical knowledge and skills, particularly in areas where local expertise may be limited.
The average age of our medical team members is 42 years old, with the shortest working time being 11 years and the longest time being 20 years. The professional titles are mostly associate professor or above, with very rich experience in the profession.
The ongoing healthcare partnership between China and the Gambia underscores a broader commitment to mutual development goals. Over the years, this cooperation has deepened, with each deployment of a medical team symbolizing continued support and solidarity. Tong Chan serves as the Economic and Commercial Counselor of the Chinese Embassy in the Gambia.
In this weekend, we're going to receive the next batch of the medical equipments, around $1 million. And all these equipments and medical teams to show the Chinese people's friendship to the people of the Gambia.
The history of the China medical team in the Gambia dates back to 1977 and was temporarily halted in 1995 following a suspension of diplomatic ties. During this period, China deployed over 200 medical personnel to support Gambia's healthcare needs. Since the resumption of diplomatic ties in 2016, this marks the 7th batch of Chinese doctors sent to the Gambia, with each group comprising 10 members. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
That report there will take us to a commercial break. When we return, we have more local and sports news stories for you. To stay tuned.
Hello, boss. Operation launched.
Go on, Bomber, go on.
I don't understand. I don't understand.
What is it, Bomber?
Hello, boss. I don't understand. Amazing discounts on all the best products.
But it's really easy to understand. During Buddy Days, take advantage of exceptional discounts up to 50% on tile, sanitary, and light. From June 29th to July 13th, you will be splurging. Buddy Mat, welcome home.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fix internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. This is QTV News. And now to the rest of our stories. The Gambia Ports Authority on Tuesday held a meeting with staff on the upcoming deep-sea ports expansion projects in Banjul and the construction of a new port in Sanyang in Kumbu South. Lena Igwenyiba was in attendance and she now reports.
The Gambia Ports Authority is nearing agreement and is set to sign a contract this month with a Turkish company Albayrak and Negma Consortium to design, build, finance, manage and operate for 35 years and hand back to the GPA, the Banjul Container Terminal and the development of a deep-sea port at Sanyang. The meeting aimed to inform staff about these upcoming reforms and what to expect. Usman Jabata, the managing director of the GPA, informed the staff about the significance of the gathering.
The news, before it goes out there to the public, we, the staff, are the first people to be impacted by any transformation. So we decided to call this meeting so that we can sensitize staff, allay their affairs, and also work with the president of the Staff Association to make sure that the staff understand that one of the non-negotiable instruments in this engagement with the private operator is that staff jobs will be protected and also improved.
MD Jabate addressed concerns of staff moving to the new port and highlighted that the challenges they face as a port would be addressed through this partnership. The model follows a grantor and shareholder agreement where the government and GPA act as both the landlord and shareholder in the concession.
There is going to be what we call a 6-month conditions precedent before effectiveness. Because this condition precedent, what it means is we have to agree with the investor on certain performance guarantees, on certain investment guarantees. And these are going to be carried by way of bonds to ensure that our risks are hedged against the opportunity of not going to invest in, to have the potential to attract another investor. So these are all things that are in the conditions precedent that we make sure that the investor commits himself before the contract becomes effective. It's a concession agreement where we are a landlord, but we are also a shareholder. So within these 6 months, we're going to negotiate with the investor on what we call the shareholders agreement. This will determine how we relate with the investor in terms of this number of seats we occupy at the board of directors, the management positions that will be available to Gambians and GPA employees for that matter, and how other staffing matters will be addressed.
Mbai Jang, the GPA staff president, described the projects as a positive transformation for the GPA, which he believes will raise the standards of the Gambia ports.
Transformation, the transformation for good.
It's a transformation, and it's a transformation for good. We had the opportunity to go to Dakar with our colleagues, and we saw how things are done there. A few days ago, we went to Ghana and observed their progress. This transformation is positive, and we will support the managing director until we achieve the institution's objectives.
The Sanyang port, when completed, is expected to alleviate congestion at the Banjul port and enhance connectivity with neighboring countries in the sub-region. All staff of GPA are assured of job security, and there will be no salary reductions, only potential increments. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
Now, officials of the National Water and Electricity Company, NAWEC, briefed the management of KMC on Monday on the recently launched token identifier, also known as the TID rollover in the KMC region. Rohi Samba attended the event and she now reports.
This will mark the beginning of the electricity meter resetting in the Kanifing municipality, as the rest of the regions have already been covered. The token identifier is a 24-bit field contained in STI's compliant tokens that identifies the date and time of the token generated. It is used to determine whether a token has already been used in a payment meter. Here is Ibrahim Ajoub, the TID rollover project coordinator.
We are all familiar that each time you buy cash power, you are issued 20 digits. That is, if you are observant, you will notice that you are issued 20-digit numbers. It is these 20-digit numbers that you would now insert and have energy. However, the prepayment systems across the world is set up in such a way that it has a lifespan. And the lifespan of these prepayment meters, the vending platforms, is 30 years.
According to Mr. Job, The update will take place on the 10th of July, prompting this meeting with municipal authorities.
We advise the customers, we advise everybody, once you buy cash power, because we know there are a few people who are in the habit of buying cash powers and keeping them to future use. But once you buy, kindly make sure you upload it into your meter. Don't just buy and keep for the other day, because once the meters we effect the updating at our end, the token that is lying and not inputted into your meter would be rendered invalid.
Famara Fofana, the councillor of Kololi Ward, thanked NAWEC and explained how he intends to relay the message to people in his ward.
There is no point to be alarmed. There is no point for people to be afraid. There is nothing, which is going to harm the situation on the ground. So NAWEC is just doing it in order to, to put people into a safer hand so that they can also, do what they want to do with the system. And it's a very simple guide. That is 3 steps. Instead of you having 120 tokens, you will be given 20 tokens.
By implementing the TID rollover project, the National Water and Electricity Company is running an update on all payment meters, which happens globally every 30 years. NAWEC customers will experience some upgrades to their prepayment members during the implementation of this project. Reporting for QTV News, I am Rohi Samba.
The report there by Rohi Samba takes us to sports news in a moment. Now, Brighton and Hove Albion's new signing, Yankuba Minte, in an interview with the club's in-house media, says it was his long-time dream to play in the English Premier League. The Gambian youngster signed a 5-year deal with the club on Sunday. Our sports reporter Momodo Gajaga has the details.
This is the first we've had from Minte since the excitement generated by his signing. Gambian youngster, and it comes in an interview with his new club's media.
Yeah, I'm feeling happy about the move. Brighton is a club which I watch in the Premier League, so yeah, I'm very happy about the move from each other. Yeah.
Do you feel ready for the challenge of the Premier League, and how much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I really feel ready. I have been dreaming about this for a long time. Now I get it. I think I'm fully ready to show my talent in the Premier League. Yeah.
The 19-year-old who spent last season on loan at Feyenoord from Newcastle signed the deal with his new club, following speculation that Newcastle might recall him from his loan spell in the Netherlands and integrate him into their first-team squad. In the interview, we hear what Minte thinks of Brighton as a club and what they can expect from him.
Yeah, I thought it's a good team. It's a good club for young players also, because I watch the games and the way they play and the way they recruit the young players. I think it's a good thing to join, yeah.
Was that important for you, the progression of young players?
Yeah, it's really important for me because I'm also a young player.
Yankuba Minte scored 10 goals in 27 appearances for the Dutch giants Feyenoord, where he was on loan from Newcastle. He scored his first UEFA Champions League goal against Celtic in Glasgow in December last year. He spoke about his ambition to score more goals.
That was in my goal. I want to score more goals. I want to score like maybe 20 goals in one season. But unfortunately, I scored 10, so I think I still have the chance to prove myself that I can score more goals. Yeah.
What are you like as a player? Describe how you are on the pitch.
I'm a player who like pressing so much. Everything I do, all my things in intensity. Yeah, and yeah, I always talk to my teammates, and then I always talk to my opponent also. Yeah, they always tell me, yeah, you are too fast, you have to get out. I'll be like, no, I want to play more. So, yeah, we'll be making jokes.
Is Minte a good fit for Brighton under new coach Fabian Husler? Husler is new to Brighton and new to the Premier League, and at 31 years of age, is the youngest permanent head coach in the Premier League history. The Premier League is a new step up from the Eredivisie, and it won't be long before the 19-year-old gets a chance to show his skills after an impressive season with Feyenoord. And whether he has what it takes to make the step up, based on what he has achieved so far, the signs are good. Umudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Congratulations there to Gambia's Yankuba Minte as he signs a 5-year deal. Well, I'm afraid this is all we had time for, but before we wrap up this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. Following President Barrow's State of the Nation address last Thursday, National Assembly members began debating it on Monday. At a press briefing on the status of census listing and enumeration exercise, Statistician General of GBOS, Nyakasi MB Sanyang, told journalists on Tuesday that 98% of households across the country have been counted. The 22nd medical team from China to the Gambia arrived in Banjul on Monday to bolster Gambia's healthcare system. Now, the Gambia Ports Authority on Tuesday held a meeting with its staff on the upcoming deep-sea ports expansion projects in Banjul and the construction of a new port in Sanyang village. Now, Brighton and Hove Albion's new signing, Yankuba Minte, in an interview with the club's in-house media, says it was his long-term dream to play in the English Premier League. That's all we have for you in this edition of the Bulletin. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for another Bulletin. Thanks for watching.